It's Turtle Mom, the snowman loving turtle mom turtle.
I forgot to wash my hair last night, which means it's up in this little... He already going. No. He's like weirdly sticky today. But do you ever have those showers where you go in and then you do your routine and then you get out and you're like, oh, I forgot one staple of my routine. And that one staple of my routine last night was washing my hair. So it's in this little clip today. And I'm wearing my Twilight shirt. And I got my man sitting beside me today. And my other man right here. Surprised I didn't pee. Today we're going to talk about The Sims. I love The Sims. I have over 100 hours on The Sims 4. In 2012, I got my first iPod. And in 2012, I discovered Sims Free Play for the iPod. And I played on there like literally every day for hours. Literally my iPod would die and I'd just sit there with it charged for hours playing The Sims. My favorite game ever. I love it so much. Stop. And man, my friend introduced me recently to Sims 4 because I have my computer. And ever since then, I've been playing it nonstop. It is... Because everyone always goes, why do women buy the fancy gaming systems if all they play are The Sims 4? Because The Sims, let go of the cord. The Sims, he has a hair on his little footy, is our virtual Barbie. I mean, you grow up playing Barbies, you grow up playing Bratz, you grow up playing dolls in general. What better than playing dolls on your computer? Literally. And the dolls can actually like move on their own and you can still control them to an extent. They're literally just virtual Barbies and I love that. I was a big Barbie girl growing up. I literally had everything Barbie. My sister had what year? Like the 1985 Barbie Dream House, which apparently is like really expensive. Also, this is cut off. This ring, I don't know if you can really see it. I'm going to angle. My grandmother left it to me when she died. And it's like almost the same cluster ring that Bella wears, that Edward gives her. So I guess you can say me and Bella are the same person. Bella and I are the same because we both have the same wedding ring. You can't really see it. But anyway, Manly is just like on the go today. He always is. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. He is always on the go. Anyway, The Sims. I play it with, like, some people play it, you know, like I like dressing them up, having little families, whatever. I have elaborate storylines. I've always had elaborate storylines for Barbies, and I have elaborate storylines for The Sims. I have several families, and they all have like certain, I don't know, stories to them. Like my first ever Sims, I'm trying to think of their names. It was, their last names were Cullen, the man's name was Cullen, and the woman's last name was Tully. Oh, Helena Tully and Gundren Cullen. I don't know where I got the name Gundren. I just looked up German names. But they got married and they hyphenated their names. They hyphenated their names to Cullen Tully. And then apparently having triplets and twins is very rare in The Sims. So when they had their first baby, it was triplets, and then she got pregnant again, and then she had twins, and then she, like, her last baby was just like a single baby, no twin or triplet. And I always thought that was just normal, having triplets and twins. Apparently not. Anyway, but now they have great grandchildren. They have gone to be with the Lord. But I have big storylines because they had 6 kids. They had a bunch of children at once. And so I love Punnett squares. I hate science, but I love the concept of Punnett squares. So usually I make my Sims have a lot of babies because I like to see Punnett square at work. I like to see how genetics work. I like to see how the kid looks and stuff. So all my Sims have a lot of kids, and I usually have to end up deleting some because there's so many, in which saying it like that sounds awful. But I have this one family. I am not condoning polyamory in any way. But the man I've created the storyline. He is like an Andrew Tate level man. He thinks he's better than any woman ever. So he has triplet wives. There are triplet women, and they all married him. Well, they didn't all marry him. They all live with him, and they all had a kid with him, and they all live together, and they wear like cultish clothes. I'll show a picture if I remember to put it on here. And I know what you're thinking. Why would you do that? That's so weird. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I know. It is really weird. But I don't know. I just like making dramatic plot lines. One of them, because you can hire nannies on The Sims. They were happily married, they had kids, and then she cheated on her husband with the nanny, the male nanny, and had 2 children with the male nanny. Awful. And another one, I fix up the Grim Reaper to where he can get married and have kids, and he's in a happy relationship with one of my Sims, and they have twins together. And they have the Greek, I can't think of their pronunciations. The Greek god and goddess of death are the triplets' name or twins' names because I had a boy and a girl. So it's like Care and Thantananos. I don't remember the names exactly, but yeah, I go pretty hard. I also went really hard when I played Barbies growing up too. But yeah, The Sims is just it allows you to escape your world and all the things that are going bad. And you can just play little simmies, and you can just sit there and click, 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 click on your computer. And, you know, build a little house, build a little world, have little babies. You can create yourself and create your dream man on there and have children with him. I have not done that, actually. That I find weird. Polyamory, triplet wives, not weird. But creating yourself on The Sims and putting like your crush in there and having a kid with them, that's pretty weird. I find that weird. But I have named some Sims after my friends, so that's not weird because there's a split in my head. There's a split because they just so happen to share the same name. You are making my nails so dirty, you nasty little booger. But anyway, if you own a computer that can run video games, it's free to download. It's a free download, and it has no like any add-ons or anything. But without any add-ons, it's pretty good. Sims 4 is still pretty good because I don't have any. I refuse to buy any because once you buy something like that, like, I don't know, it's just like, oh, I've started. And if I buy one thing, I'll buy something else, and then I'll buy a bunch of things, and then I will run out of money because I spent all my money on Sims. Because when I was younger and I had the iPod and had Sims Free Play, I spent over $100 on that game. Because I'd buy like the money simoleons or whatever they're called. I'd buy the money, I'd buy the life points, I'd buy like extra clothes, I'd buy all this stuff, and then I spent a crap ton of money on it. Not my money, it was my dad's credit card, but I spent a lot of money either way. And when I got The Sims 4, I was like, never again. I was like, I can't do this again. I can't do this again. But I love creating love stories. I love, you know, this one Sim has a baby, this other Sim has a baby. And I'm like, you know what? They're destined to be together. So I make them best friends with their kids. And then they're like teenage romance. And then they get married and they have babies. And it's just so romantic. It's so romantic. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. I just love the concept of being in charge of people's lives and creating worlds for them and knowing how things are going to end. like playing God, I guess. But The Sims is just a getaway. I mean, men with their video games, they play Fortnite. I need to calm down. I need to play Fortnite. I need to go build a house in Minecraft. I need to go play as Arthur in that one game with the cowboys and the horse. What is it called? Red Dead Redemption? I don't know. I need to do that. And we don't judge you for that. I mean, I judge you a little bit. I will judge you. Like, I need to go play fantasy football. Like, I'm judging you just a little bit. But don't judge me when I'm playing The Sims, okay? Don't judge me because I'm creating something. I'm world building. I'm aspiring to be a writer. I want to be a screenwriter when I grow up. I'm planning out storylines. I'm creating stories. I am helping craft my skills. I am crafting my craft. I'm gagging my goop. I'm doing everything I can to help my future. And The Sims is a great start to a screenwriting career. So I recommend doing that if you ever want to be anywhere near the media world. I'm glad I got that off my chest. Anyway, but my main families, I have Targaryen, I have Cullen Tully, but the thing is, Cullen Tully family, the Cullen stays, but I usually change the hyphenated last part Tully to the like female's last name. So I have like Cullen Roy, I have Cullen Rivers, I have another one I can't remember. I have like 80 Sims right now. And the max you can have is 80. So the thing is, what I do is I have so many Sims, and they grow on their own sometimes. You can age them up yourself, but most of the time they will age up themselves. And they create their own aspirations. And if you leave them alone, a lot of times they're going to end up with lazy, evil, and mean aspirations. Just like the worst aspirations. So I'm sorry, but if my little Sim ends up with evil and lazy, I delete them. I don't care. I watched them be born. They were woohooed, in a hammock, conceived in a hammock. I don't care. If you choose to be lazy and evil, I am no longer your friend. Look at him. That's mean. I'm not going to be that mean to you. I'll let you roam. You can roam. But yeah, The Sims is just, I just love the concept of playing Barbies without being judged. Because I don't know, it's just like it's like my age Sims. Like, I just love it. I love playing The Sims. And I really want to get the pet pack where you can get cats and dogs and stuff. But I can't bring myself to spend money on The Sims. Even though I play it like religiously, I can't do that to myself. But I do enjoy, like, okay, a redheaded wife and a brunette husband. And then, like, she has her first baby, it's brunette with her eyes. And then you're like, okay. And then she has a second baby, like, immediately, because The Sims time doesn't matter. And the baby's a girl, and she has, like, her father's eyes, but she has her mother's hair and complexion. You're like, ah! I love it. I love watching Punnett Squares at work. I love it. I love watching it go. I love it so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. But, and I hate science. I was so bad at science in school. It was so bad. Every single time I tried to do anything, it was just awful. I will say, though, keep it between us, I had to take an online, was it biology? I had to take an online biology lab in college, and I'm awful. I'm really, really bad at biology, even though I love Punnett Squares. I only like them when it's entertaining. But I was so bad that, like, we did, like, online labs where it was, like, you clicked your mouse and dragged it, and it was like, drag the mouse onto, the board, and you're like, step 1 done, cut open the mouse. done. And it was like, okay, let's say you actually dissected it. What would you find? And it was just like, I hated it. I hated it. It was just awful. That, and I didn't have a computer at the time. I had an iPad, and I just had like a mouse and my iPad. So it was really difficult for me to do the online labs because iPads aren't made to do online labs. So I was struggling, and I was doing really bad on the lab. Like every single lab I made like 50s on. It was so bad. But I like noticed that every single one said like instructor will look at in like final grade, but like the grade before he looked at it was already in the 50s. I was like, well, he's gonna make it like 20s. So I was like scared out of my mind, because if I failed this class, I had to take it again, and I couldn't do it again. And so I remember I emailed the professor, and I was like, hey, just making sure you're getting all of my like lab reports and stuff, because it hasn't been graded or anything yet. And he was just like, oh no, I got them all, you're doing really good. And I was just like, because the thing is, whenever you take it on there, it gives you like it says like, okay, you made a 53. That's just an estimated what they think you will make. The instructor apparently only sees completed 100. So that man gave me 100% in my science bio lab online, because he saw that, but he didn't see like the effort part. So I don't know if he chose to just be like, oh, well, she did it, there you go, and give me 100 because of that, or he genuinely thought that it's saying that the student completed it 100% meant I made 100% on the assignment. But I made an A+ on science bio lab online. And I'm really bad at science, but I will use the Punnett square theory for The Sims. I'm willing to do it for that, because that's worth it. And he just keeps, if you go on that laptop, young man, turn around right now. Turn around. Oh my God. Do not get on it. Sometimes I'm convinced he knows. We had a little outing the other day. I took him out, and he was in the car for the first time. Well, second time. The first time he was driven to my house, but that was over 10 years ago, so he doesn't remember that. I don't remember that. But we had a little outing. Yeah, we did. And we went out, and he was in the car, and people saw him and loved him and took pictures of him, literally, because he was wearing his little diaper. I swear to goodness. Today he is just being a little baddie. He had a diaper on. He had his little diaper on because he likes to pee. You're a little peer and you know it. Look, he just has this all-knowing face. He's like, yeah, I pee. So what, you pee? Am I not allowed to pee in America anymore? But, yeah. And if you look behind me, that is Manly's portrait of him from his 20th birthday. I had it commissioned. Is that the right word? Oh, you probably don't want to see his booty. I don't want to see your booty. I had it. I asked for it. There you go. From my friend Jeremy, who does really good portraits and paintings of people. And I just love it. I'm going to look at it. I love it. I love it a lot. So shout out to Jeremy. If you ever want a portrait, get it done from him. Because look at the portrait and look at him. Beautiful. Beautiful. Anyway. But play The Sims. I'm like dead serious. Play The Sims. Download it. Play it. Let me know what you think. Not really. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I don't really care. But it is worthwhile, in my opinion. You will spend hours upon hours, and your laptop, your MacBook will get really hot, and it serves as a great heating pad. If you're a woman that has periods and cramps, play The Sims. Great heating pad to play on your tummy. It's great. But anywho, that's The Sims, literally. And I think every woman should play The Sims at least once. Manly, tell them every woman should play The Sims at least once. If you, oh, well, of course you didn't hear him. He's not on the mic. Tell them. He's so heavy, like my hand shakes whenever I try to hold him one-handed. Like, ah! Anyway, all I had to say, I just had to get on here and tell you that because I just found a newfound passion for The Sims. And look, he's trying to jump out of my hands. Ouch! Well, if you didn't run around, I need to find out a way to let him have free roaming abilities without jumping off. Because I'm so sorry. He wants to jump off the table. And I don't want him to do that because he'd actually crack his shell. And it'd be sad. But it's just more of he's walking right over me. You give him an inch and they walk all over you. But I'll find a way. I'll find a way to block off the sides so he can actually have a little free roam. But my neck popped. Anywho, Manly's gonna tell us goodbye. Manly, do an outro.
Goodbye. Thank you for watching Turtle Mom. I'm sure it was very long. Goodbye.
You heard him. But, okay. Later, taters. And see you later, alligators. And...